Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, freaks, geeks, this is Real Talk with Dom and Sam, and this will be let's just say, open discussion. Let's put it this way.
Yeah.
Open discussion of two-minded people that are slightly different on the scales of life, but very similar on the scales of life as well.
Well, I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that we grew up in different areas and we grew up with a different type of lifestyle. Like, I'm from small town Minnesota and you're from Michigan. So, and
I'm
he,
from Detroit, yeah. So it's just like it's a different perspective, and plus, like we both have the same disability, and it's just it affects us in various different ways. You're more physical. I have physical with a little more assistance and some issues that I'll cover in other episodes if you guys want me to get deep into it. I will though. It's not
but
a problem.
that's part of our condition though. Like, it affects everyone differently. We both have cerebral palsy, so it's just how it goes. Like,
That's true. That's life. Life is the way. Life makes you gives you a hand and you dealt with it. And if it's pretty shitty, you can't cash it in. You just got to roll with them punches until you get good cards on that deck.
I was always told you just play the hand you're given, so
Hey man, I look at it like this. If I can wake up and say I'm alive, I'm breathing, and excuse me if I offend somebody by saying, and my junk works, I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. Like, it's a little vulgar, but as a man, I guess there's a few things in life that are still the same.
well, I think we're both fairly successful and efficient in our lives. I mean, I don't think both of us are where we want to be in our lives, but like,
No, I don't think anybody in their mid 20s would say the same thing. Like, I want to be here. No, nobody wants to be here. That's his life. Like, that's really what this is about, people. We want to show people that people in our situations are very much just like everybody else. We poop, sleep, shit. Okay, sleep, eat, dream, and might as well just say, we do the same things. It's just we breathe
well,
the same air
we're just your regular average day human being with
with
a
slight
little
difference.
bit of challenges that you can see, shall we say. Because I feel like everybody has their own challenge or issue they deal with, but you don't always know it. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Everybody's disabled. Like I said, or everybody will be physically disabled at one point in time. And they're like, don't get it twisted. It is a very common thing. Somebody will need help with their chair, and I will gladly indoctrinate them in the world of the wheelchair uses. Even the cool things about the wheelchair.
I mean, it's not all about the cool things, don't get me wrong, but he's right. You're going to end up with, you're either going to be too old, you're going to get hit by a car and become a paraplegic, or other things like that. There
I
are
can't
certain
believe you're
issues.
laughing at that point, but hey, it works for you because it's kind of a morbid attitude. Like, I get it because I'm that way. Like, I tell people all the time, because I had a friend that he has a genetic disability, so he grew up running, jumping, hiking, whatever those kids do. I never got that whole.
You're talking about
Uh,
muscular dystrophy, maybe?
nah, it's something a little different. He's still kicking. He's a jerk. I'll tell you guys. I'll tell you about him a little later. But he when I met him, we were in high school, and we were both freshmen. And he was a year older than me, and he was stuck because his parents were looking for a cure, like looking for like more treatments for him to keep him up and doing stuff. So he came in, and he wasn't used to being like around dudes with disabilities. My teacher goes, "Hey Dom, show him the ropes," and I'm like, "Hey, ropes about what?" She gave me like his bio a little bit. She gave me a little bio of him, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, dude, are you a crybaby? I was like, cause you can't be a crybaby rolling with the crew, cause the crew of guys that I was with was just we come to terms with our disability. We were just out there looking for tail, and looking to play video games and trying to get every piece of number and party that you can go to. Like it was just like that's what we were about. So when he started hanging out, he got really comfortable with his disability after a couple of days because he was kind of like really off put and kind of like, oh, I don't know what to respond to you guys, and he was like, I can hang with you guys because you guys are just normal. I was like, yeah, what do you think we're gonna do? Like this, shout out to those people out there that look disabled and do the whole as my friends call it sometimes take guy's name. He's my favorite guy too. Stephen Hawking. Love Stephen Hawking. Shout out to Stephen Hawking. Theory of space and time is amazing. And people assume that. They assume like you're brain dead because you look like your body does look something like. And I think that's just not always true.
Well, and it's not, because if you look at it, you're in college. I have a college degree. So assumptions aren't always the best idea. Although, then again, there are people who make those assumptions things that people actually think about. Because there are people in the disability community who play the baby card or never grew up, shall we say, and I feel like they could.
But it also comes with, and I'll say this too, because in the same breath that I was talking about my friend, I'll talk about him again, because it brings up a good point, because you brought it up, and I'm glad you did. On the same mind, people get, let's just put it out there, I'm going to say the word crippled, and I don't like you, well, I don't mind using it. I don't mind using offensive words, because I feel like if you want to be real with people, if this wants to be like a discussion, I'm not trying to be political here. If I was being political, I would carry myself with a different tone of voice, and I'd sound like Wayne Brady. It's okay, people, I can do it.
You would sound like Wayne Brady, huh?
I would definitely sound like Wayne Brady. But since this is just a podcast about talking about everyday things with people with disabilities and who we are as people, like on the mic right now, I'm gonna put it out there. You get the time where sometimes your people, even your family, anybody will kind of, I can't say pity you, but they will guard you, and then it becomes comfortable.
Oh, you mean that bubble that we get put in so much, and then a lot of people don't like to break down that bubble if they haven't.
And it's comfortable. Like, dude, don't get me wrong. I was never a kid that was in a bubble too much because I lived in Detroit. My family, they was like, hey, you gotta go out there. Like, you can't be in the house. Like, go outside and do something. So I got involved in a lot of things, and I seen the world for what it was, and
yeah,
it was never one of those realities where I was in a bubble all the time. But like, as I got older, like they started putting the bubble, and I was like, I don't want the bubble because you never gave me the bubble to begin with. So, excuse me if I get a little high pitched, it's my CP. So if I didn't want the bubble if they gave me the bubble to begin with. So with that being said, again, like I said, I can switch. With that being said, it became quite evident when I got to in high school, and I had this old Polish teacher, rest in peace, to Miss Maleko. She just passed away, and she used to use me as her spokesperson all the time because I'd just be the most angry dude in a wheelchair ever. Like, I was that dude that could have been a lawyer. Like, I could have been the lawyer because I was always like finding new laws and like yelling about them, and I'd go to my principal and be like, "Hey, you treating us like this? Ain't cool, son. Ain't cool." Like, you'd laugh. You'd see me and be like, "All right, what you got for me midday, Mr. Harper?" So we got to be seniors, and I was really worried about college, and I was just doing the regular senior thing, How was it gonna be? But I had a disability, so it's a little more taxing. It's like, I don't know, bro. Like, can you handle this? Is this gonna be a job? Is this gonna be what you're doing? And I was like, I didn't know. So, but I kept telling my teacher, I was like, I wish I was the guy that, his parents traveled around the road and trying to find him a carrier because he could do things that I couldn't do. You could read really well and do math, and those are my two not weakest subjects anymore, but they were my two weakest subjects in high school. And she was like, "He's not gonna go to school," and I was like, "What? He's got he can do 4, he can do 3, he can do 3 years straight. Just boom, 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 knock his degree out in 3 years." Maybe 2, if he just wants to sit at home and do classes for every semester and just get a course load that's hectic and just push out, he could do it. And she was like, "Nah, he ain't got the drive." And I was like, "You gotta be kidding me. Like, all these guys here that were more able to care for themselves and to do that math quick in their head and to take those extra classes that I could have taken, but I decided because I needed time. It's not me that I couldn't process it or understand the information. It's just it took me a lot longer to do the work. I decided not to. That they're not gonna do what I'm doing. I was like, get out of here. Lo and behold, I get to be 18, 19 years old. I'm in college. And what's my buddy doing? Nothing. And I'm like, "What you doing, son?" He's like, "Chilling." I'm like, "What? Like, really? Like, really, man? Like, you just sitting at home? Your mom was taking care of you? Like, I understand you going through some, things with disability. And that might be some of it, too. Like, that's something that you gotta put into perspective, too. When some people have disabilities, it becomes more mentally daunting. Because there's a dark cloud. Let me put it out there, too.
Well, everybody copes differently, and I think that's what you're getting at here is, especially some people, from what I can gather that you're saying, is this kid didn't always have it. So he had a different viewpoint on life. He had a different experience level. And he was dealing with the issues of facing his new reality versus his old reality, and I don't think he wanted his new reality, and so his new reality became like a scapegoat. He became, from what I can understand, lazy. He
sort of, yeah. Like he became a handicap in the sense of the traditional sense of the definition of the word. Like, give me money, I can chill out with my mom gives me money and I'll chill out. And so my teacher, I came from the city, I went to school in the suburbs, I was around these people that didn't understand kind of the struggle when I walked outside my door or when I went home. It was just like I had to switch into a different person and I had a life. And through my upbringing, my family took me all over the country, and I met different people in walks of life, and I knew outside the hood, I knew outside of my surroundings. So like when I went back, I thought everybody got these time, and I really realized that the people that I looked at like they had the shot and they had this and they had that, what they really had was their parents either pitied them or had unrealistic expectations for them, and they're now living under the thumb of unrealistic expectations through even though they can succeed and they're very well successful, they don't feel what's that shit called? Sorry for using the word shit.
They don't have the motivation or drive to do so.
They don't feel the whole inside. Like, they don't have completion.
Well,
because they're still coping with the disability now.
And
midway.
Yeah, well, it's just you find that with everyday people. I tend to gravitate towards, I guess, able-bodied people, as I like to call them, because, well, I'm from the small town, and like there were people with disabilities, several people with what we have, but they were like a year older, 2 years older. Like, we were all kind of just like in a line.
Yeah.
We weren't in like the same age group, and so we weren't doing things. And the people that had what I did and were like in my age bracket where it was a guy, he was 2 years older than me, and then a guy a year older than me, which I sort of kind of dated. And then it was me. So I was like the only girl. So it was like, oh. And then I grew up with 2 younger brothers who are able-bodied. And then I had cousins that I spent most of my time with, which are all boys. So it was like, oh, okay. So I'm the only girl in this situation. And then I had friends that were able-bodied, of course. And one of my closest friends growing up, her parents had money. And it was obvious. Her mom liked to spend that money. Her dad was like, whatever. Money's money. Like, and,
we'll make it back in a day. Like, it's alright.
Yeah. And needless to say, she walked out and graduated, barely, and I graduated, and I went off to college about 3 hours away from where I grew up, and she had a baby our senior year of high school. And don't get me wrong, I don't think that's bad. I think these were just choices that we both made. She did go to school about a year later, and she does have her degree now, but she was one of those people who was given everything, in the sense, like, we were 21, 22-ish, and her daddy bought her a house, like a $200,000 house.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's kind of like my friend with disability. His parents own a business. Sorry to cut you off. And he owns a business, and I was broke as hell all through high school, and even now when I live with my mom, and like he carried $600 on him at all times, like no less. No,
that's like asking to be robbed.
We're hanging out, and it's like, and I'll be like, bro, you need to like just carry a 20 on you, like you can't. He come out, it's like, hey, you think they crack a 20? I'm like, dude, why do you have that much money in your wallet? Like, we're hanging out like at just the mall, and they'd be like $600. I'm like, hey, can I borrow like 100? And I would never ask him, but I was like, man, one of those days I felt like just robbing him. I'm punch him, and it's like take his stuff and run, cause I just felt like he needs to learn not to carry that much money on him, just as a regular like.
Well, go ahead.
Habit, like I was like, oh, and like so, I get it. Like when you're just given things, it's harder to see the glory of the struggle. Cause like that's the one thing I will say. I'm thankful that I'm in a wheelchair for lots of reasons, and I'll probably cover them on several. I'll probably repeat them several times in any episode if we're talking about it. Like I'm okay with that. There's a lot of days where I wake up and probably want to just roll off a bridge and see if I can get spirited away by some grateful spirit of any type of bridge demon. Shout out to all those anime fans out there that will understand that reference.
Yeah, you're a major anime fan. We know this.
I'm a major geek, so there's be tons of references used for.
Well, I think we're both kind of geeks, but he's like the super geek.
I'm a super geek. I will honestly say, but spirited away from the situation. And like you said, you get friends where they even give it to them, and I have friends more like you that are able to do a lot of things and have a lot of able-bodied friends. But when they reach a certain point in their life, they're now going through the God pimp smack, as I like to call it, of realization, where there is no, there's a point where your friends. And you get to know, like, the good thing about being a witcher, I guess, before I state what I just stated.
They filter out the bad people. Like, it's...
They filter out the fair weather friends. Because in my opinion, a lot of able-bodied friends, even some family members, I'm going to call you out on this, when their life sucks, when they're having those really messed up weeks and months, they hit one down, they hit me up and be like, hey bro, how's it going? over and be like, hey, bro, how's it going? And, you know, I'm a good guy, so I don't really call them out on it because, at first I didn't realize what they were doing. But then one day I realized, I was like, every time I talk to you, your life's in the crapper. No man or woman's life should be in the crapper. What's going on? Why don't I ever hear from you when bad stuff's happening? Why don't I get invited to the barbecues and the parties and, the good times, the mazel tovs,
the weddings, the baptisms, yeah, that kind of stuff.
And it'd be like, because they want to look at me and be like, hey, it could be way worse for me, bro. But really, I'm doing better than them. Because I ain't got no responsibility other than take care of myself.
Hey, I got the cat, so...
Because you're a lonely cat woman, but we still love you anyway.
I'm not a lonely cat woman. I'm only 24. I'm not 40, okay?
Shout out to the cat woman in the road.
But I do love my cat.
Yeah, you do. Like, shout out to the cat woman in the road. Like, that's all it is. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, this is real talk. This is just two friends talking about some real stuff, topics, ideas. Hopefully you like it.
Well, and Dom's controlling the show tonight, so...
I'm sorry. Like, I don't mean to. It's
No, the thing is, he's the dominant personality. He's outgoing. He talks a lot. That's just who he is. And like me, I do talk a lot. And we do bounce ideas off each other. But I'm like more reserved and more shy. And
I have a punk rock attitude about everything. Like, I just cut off my mohawk. That was epic. It was epic. Shout out to people that wear mohawks. But like, I'm that guy, let's put it out there, I'm that guy that will literally just jump in the crowd, even though I'm in a wheelchair. I'd be like, throw me into the crowd right now, like, I'm gonna do this. And it's life. To me, I'm happy I got over what I did, and I still go through it, so I'm not saying I fully accepted what I am, but I sometimes wish that I could just punch it in the face.
Well, don't get me wrong. I think we all do.
Yeah.
Like, I tell people all the time, like, I don't wish this on anyone, but don't try to pity me unless you know, because you just don't.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I gotta learn how to,
It's okay, Dom. I'm okay. We're good friends.
Alright. So, like, I tell my friend all the time, I get friends that are in our situation. And I tell my friends all the time, I'm like, yo, we were built, if you don't believe in a higher power, if you believe in a higher power, the only way you can make it through is to believe in something. So, every human being thinks it. Even you atheists out there. Remember that.
Oh, come on, Dom. I don't think we should change people's religious convictions, although I am...
They believe in something, though. Like, I'm not saying...
Yeah, I mean, I'm highly conservative,
but... A lot of people with disabilities are atheists. I know a lot more atheists out there in order to disabled than I do, like, some thumpers. Some book thumpers of any sort. Let's call them book thumpers. Let's go out there. They read a book.
Hey, well...
It's all good. So, but, like, I tell my friends, like, whatever you believe, like, you gotta remember, like, we're a lot stronger than the average Joe. Because the average Joe would literally, they get disabled and sometimes they can't make it out the pit. And, and if they do make it out the pit, they're disabled porn. By the way, let's just use this term. I like using this term because it's true. It is instant gratification for people that are able-bodied to look at something inspirational and go, you know what? If I get thrown a crappy hand and if I get broken leg and whatever I do, if I'm missing arms, legs, teeth, and hands, he made it. So why am I complaining about my life? When really all it is, everybody wants to live, everybody wants to succeed, everyone wants to be loved.
Well, and the thing is, we're all just kind of like living our own lives and chasing our own dreams. Hence, why would I have a college degree if I didn't want it? Like, nobody did my homework.
I kind of, like, that's another funny thing you brought up. Because I have assistants in college. But not, like, assistants like they do my homework. But, like, they're my hands. Because I can't write notes that fast. Shout out to you teachers that talk way too much.
Or the professors that just talk and don't write.
Yeah, or, like, ramble about nothing, and you're like, where are the factual facts I need to like read this the whole chapter about? Okay, so shout out to them. So like it was funny because my aide was telling me that she loved working with me because I actually want to do work, and I don't want somebody just like, hey, do work for me. Like, hey, I'm disabled. Please do work for me. I want to skate by. And I was like, really? Because I pay for this. I don't want to skate by when I pay for this. Like, this means I have to put what I paid for into motion.
Yeah, and to be honest, college ain't cheap. I've been out of college about 2 years now, and college ain't cheap. Put it that way.
College ain't cheap. Struggle is real.
And like, I actually knew somebody who was living down the hall from me when I was living on campus who had CP2, and he was one of those kids who was older than we are now, but his mom and dad kind of did everything for him until he got to like 23. And then they're like, oh, he probably should learn some life skills.
They threw him to the wolves with no life skills. I live with a guy like that.
But no, they didn't throw him to college. They threw him into foster care.
Well, that happens too. Shout out to the nursing homes. You know, before there was after there was institutions, they were throwing dudes like me at like 14 in nursing homes. Shout out to the nursing homes.
Oh, you mean the institutions that they sort of kind of lose people in?
Somewhat, like old people. I'm hanging out with old people, not me per se, but like that was the idea. Like you're hanging out with like elderly people, knocking on heaven's door or whatever they believe in. You know, gateway.
Oh, you're talking about the assisted livings, like the place that my grandma lived.
I mean actual nursing homes.
So like, okay, there's assisted livings, there's like 24-hour care, and then there's like nursing homes and hospice and all that shit.
Nursing homes, actual nursing homes, like no hospice, no nothing. Just somebody's dying right next to you, like down the hall, and they're like 85, and you're like
15.
Super young. Yeah, like shout out to those people because you know that's messed up.
Well, and I feel like for some people that's the only option they have.
I feel like parents aren't realistic with themselves. I think a lot of parents, not mine per se, because mine is they're really honest with themselves, and they were honest with me, so that's why I came out like I did. I think a lot of people have really over idealized ideas. Even though your child is disabled, they don't want to admit the fact, because nobody wants to admit the fact somebody's fucked up. You know, you got family, you got dudes killing people on death row, and he didn't say, "Mama, I done killed this man," and the mama like, "My baby didn't do it." So like, this put that to an idea of the parents go, "I couldn't produce this. I can't produce this.
Well,
there's no way I produce this."
Nobody wants to admit that there's something wrong with their kid, and
even though if it's visible and it's like, you know, in your face every day, it's like, oh, Johnny,
and
Timmy.
And I guess, you know, Dom and I really can't explain what they're going through on that sense because neither of us have any kids. Well, I got the cat, but like, I
get it though, because
I mean, we can
take care of people's kids, so
I take care of people's kids too, but like, we can see it from the outside point and the opposite end of the point, where we're the kid with the parents who are like quote unquote normal, and you know, certain situations, certain things happen, and I know, like, especially with my parents, like, they didn't expect this. It's not what they asked for, and I don't think any parent asks for this.
I don't know, because this is a living hell at times. I'm gonna put it out there. Being alone with your thoughts, sitting down in a chair, or moving slowly, looking at like you're in a movie, and you're part of the movie, but you're like that character that pops into the other scenes. It's not that character that stays in a direct scene. You're like interacting with the cast, but it's not always.
You're the secondary character.
Yeah, thank you. Secondary character. Shout out to the secondary characters of life. I feel your pain too. Um, it's just the real. It's to the point where, and I have weeks. I won't talk to Sam for weeks. I won't talk to Sam for weeks. I won't talk to
Oh,
Sam for a month probably, and I'll be like, "What's up?" And I'm like, "I went to a very dark place. It was a very cozy place. It was dark though. It was really."
well, and the thing is, like, let's be honest, our lives get in the way too. Like, you have a life and I have a life. Like, you're going to school still, and I'm pretty much doing daycare. Even though I don't have a degree in daycare, I have a degree in communications. But
Yeah, and
life
I'm
just
working
gets
on.
crazy.
Yeah, and it does. But like when you get in that dark place, like I tell people all the time, like my mind is the greatest and worst place to be because with the intelligence I have, I can know what I'm following myself into. But with the pure emotion of watching, as I like to call it, the Facebook generation, the fakest people out there in the world perpetrating perceptual, happy-go-lucky people when I know they're not happy. See, because I understand. I want those dumb relationship photos. I want them because everybody wants them. I want them. Like if you say you don't want them, you lying to yourself, bro, or girl. You know what I'm saying? You lying to yourself because we want to belong. It's human nature to belong. But
Well,
when you naturally feel like you don't belong to anything, which I do,
humans are social creatures, and that's just how it rolls. I mean, it is what it is. That's why people get married and have a life partner. And there's this big debate that humans shouldn't believe in monogamy because, well, they're social group creatures, whatever.
I totally am,
But
am in agreement of some of that. Like I believe that we weren't built to love like one person, but like I believe we were. It's. I'm not saying that marriage is wrong. Let me put that out there right now, because I'm not gonna say I'm never going to settle down and be a one woman man. Cause shout out to the ladies. You know what I'm saying? Like one lady's all I need. But
well, and let's get real. He's like the more out there type, whereas I'm like the traditional one. Like, let's get married and settle down and have kids. And I'm not talking with Dom per se. I'm just talking in general. Like I in my friend group even I'm known as the conservative Republic Catholic one. Like, what does that tell you?
yeah, and in my group, I'm the African American oddball punk rock. That guy's kind of crazy. What's up with Dom? He's crazy. That's all. That's all they ever say. Like he's dumb. So like, I come from a melting pot of family members, and I don't really belong to anything. So like, my standing on people, monogamy, and relationships is it's cool. Like if you can pull it off, pull it off. Like I like women. I know I can't be with multiple women because that's just not right to women.
No,
I'm
it's
not.
not. You
I'm not gonna objectify them to that.
you're not gonna be the player.
I try not to be.
Hashtag
If I,
player status.
hashtag player status. Unless you're talking like unless you're talking about that Final Fantasy level, the level up to 60 levels,
Whoops.
then totally player status. Okay.
Yeah, okay, enough like nerd references.
Yeah. But like I said, like unless you're gonna be like I look at it like this: if I can find somebody to put up with my day to day struggle, cause it's different than everybody else's, I'm all for it. I'm all for conversation. I'm all for relaxation. Just remember, I do things at a slow pace, cause my body can't handle that fast. So slow down and chill with a brother for a minute.
Well, and like some of us we can handle like the fast paced everyday life, but like we can only handle so much of it, shall we
Yeah,
say?
like that's true. Like I can handle fast pace, but I might need to take a nap.
Well, like I know for me I could probably work a 40-hour week but like I can't hang let's party all night and then work a 40-hour week.
I can't. I was just telling my friend, I was like, I can't party. I can only party like every once in a while, because if I party like every week, I would it'd take me 2 days to recuperate. So I'd be like really helpless and be like, I need help. I can't move my arms really well. It hurts when I move my arms. It hurts when I move my body. This hurts. And I'm like, I enjoy that. Don't get me wrong. I tell you a story about me going to club. It's pretty funny. Because, Dom likes clubs.
Yeah, you go to clubs, and I, like, socially drink with my friends on rare occasions. And don't get me wrong, like, homecoming is big for us. Like, we go back for homecoming. And we're actually thinking about going back this year again. But, like, we go all out. There are drinking games and, like...
I bet you do. You spend a lot of time in college. You got that whole... Like, I got that whole street lifestyle. Like, I got that, like, I go to a party, we might chill. I might go to a friend's house, sit on his porch, and, like, watch people go by and crack jokes about life. And also turn up. Shout out to the turn uppers. Turn up about everything. Like, but like I said, with us, everything tastes a little different. I turn up with the best. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do any drug of anything. But like, I still have a great time. I'm the dude in the chair that don't care. Shout out to that. Hashtag dude in the chair don't care. Like that's all me. Like that's all me, man. Like if you want to know what I'm about, like I'm a regular dude, just in the chair that don't care. And I gotta get off here to get me some sleep before I can go back to this video game. Cause college starts in about another day, and I gotta.
You only have a day left.
I have a day left, so
Dom.
Yeah, I got a Monday, so I gotta go to bed early. So shout out to the people that listen to this. Please don't hate us.
Well, and the thing is, you'll learn our personalities real quick. Like, I am more than willing to just sit back and let him talk. Obviously, he kind of controls the show sometimes. But then sometimes, like, I am highly opinionated, and it's not a good sight.
Oh, it's all good though, And I don't mean to take over the show. I'm used to rocking microphones.
Yeah, see, Dom's thing, we're both communication majors. I have my degree, he's still working on his. He's into music, radio, all of that stuff. Like, that's kind of his big thing right now. Whereas me, yeah, I'm into, like, television production, and, like, I'm not talking about, like, on-screen television production.
No, you're behind the scenes. Like, I was behind, like, when I like television production, because I've dabbled in everything, people. You'll find that out very, really recently. I was more comfortable with radio because I like music, and I do music, so shout out to that if you guys want to know what that's about, to see this up, and wherever this will be. It's easy for me to rock a mic. Like, I just jumped on. Like, she stayed back for, like, a good 20 minutes. And I was waiting for her to say something. And she kind of just looked kind of dumbfounded. It was pretty funny. I wish you could see her face.
No, you don't need to see my face right now.
Oh, yes. I wish you could. It looked like a deer in headlights for a minute. Because she's so used to reading from teleprompter that she has, like, that teleprompter skill. Like, she's like, I'm cool, collected. But when it comes to, like, just ripping and running...
Well, I can, but, like, I don't usually.
She's gotta get in the rhythm, too. So it's like, it's a good conversation between me and you.
Yeah, like, I'm shy, put it that way, and I'll hang back until I have something to say, and that's just how it is. I mean, I'm that way with my friends. Like, I went to my friend's wedding, and honestly, it was pretty small. There was only, like, 5 or 6 of us that weren't family that were there, and we all knew each other. But I'm not the one to go, like, seek out conversations and stuff. And, like, one of our good friends comes up to me, runs up to me. He hasn't seen me in, like, 2 years and gives me a big hug. And he's like, Sam! And I'm like, hey, you! And we just kind of talked, but...
I'm like the type of guy where I don't really have to seek a conversation. Conversation just comes to me, like, hey, like, dude, I like your style. I like how you hold yourself. I'm like, appreciate it. I like your T-shirt. I like that band right there. I like that band that you got Manson on. I like Manson. I'm all over the place. So, shout out to you people that listened. This was the Real Talk with Sam and Dom.
Yeah, we don't know how long these are gonna be, so
we'll structure this some better time. We're just running through the paces. This is the pilot. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
keep it on cruise control. Keep your ears listening.
Hopefully, we'll be able to figure out where we want to put these.
We'll put these somewhere. I'm thinking SoundCloud. I got some things in order. So shout out to the people. Pay attention. Always remember, keep it funky, keep it cool, and always push on.
You're gonna have these sign-offs, aren't you? Yeah, of course he is. Well, I'll talk to you guys later. So until then, bye.